If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 25 of the second series of My Player here on FIFA 16. This game on Saturday, May 28th, 2016, which weirdly is my birthday, is the final game of the season. We have already guaranteed ourselves the Championship League title with a 7-point gap with just a single game remaining. So we are getting promoted from the Championship with Derby County into the Barclays Premier League. At the end of the episode, and please do wait until the end of the episode before you vote in the description down below on what happens next season. We want to see how this season went for us personally, how things are looking with regards to Derby County in the Premier League next year before you guys go ahead and vote on whether to stay at Derby in the Premier League or leave to a new team. Like I say, please wait until the end of the episode because we will discuss things throughout the video and have a season roundup at the end before coming to that decision. So drop the video a like if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel too if you haven't to this point to ensure you don't miss out on any further content. And like I say, please do watch the full video before voting so that you make the most educated guess with regards to the future of My Pro. Because of course you guys decide, as has always been the case with My Player series here on the channel for 3 years, you guys decide what happens with my guy. And obviously I want you guys to make the most educated decision as possible. So fingers crossed we can get a win from our final game at home against MK Dons. We can perhaps get ourselves another assist or goal in our rather successful season here, and hopefully we can get ourselves up to 77 rated, as we are very close to doing so right now, as you can see here from the player development screen. So let's jump in against MK Dons. We'll do our best, and then we'll have a season roundup at the end of the episode, and then we'll see what will happen with the vote. Thorn through to Chris Martin. Options in front of him, a couple that had just run offside, but he's going to find Bradley Johnson here. He's left-footed, so probably won't want to shoot on his right. Does in the end do just that, but it's a comfortable save for Martin, the goalkeeper. There's our first chance of the game. Unfortunately, not the most threatening to the MK Dons goal, but at least we're starting to create something now. Oh, it's just called for a through ball there because I mean so much space on this far side, but we may be in a position to actually get on the end of a cross, perhaps, if Butterfield always worked it in. And who was that? Chris Martin, I think. No, in the box it may even have been Bradley Johnson again. No, there's Bradley Johnson. There's Olsen. There's Chris Martin. Was it George Thorne then, perhaps, that was the man trying to nick in ahead of the goalkeeper? Andy Vyman into the box. We still may end up with another chance. Kasky into Powell. Powell stands it up to the middle, but we're going to get it away. Bradley Johnson get it out wide to Andy Vyman. Counter-attack opportunity. Here's Butterfield. He's going to try and ping that towards me. It's a great ball out, and the touch is good too. We've turned inside one defender. We'll give it across here to Chris Martin, who seemingly ignores the ball and just lets the defender take control, and there's the half-time whistle. That was a frustrating first half, to be completely honest. Only the one chance in it, I think, that was worthy of showing you. So, hoping for a better in the second. It almost feels like because we guaranteed the title, just the players don't really seem to care that much about this one. But I do. I want 3 points. I want a decent performance. So hopefully the second half will be something a little bit different. Bufferini on the run. And then immediately goes back to Johnson and completely kills what could have been a potential decent attack on that right-hand side. Vyman gets this into Butterfield. He gets it to Martin. Takes control really well, actually, to be fair to him. Is he going to get a cross in? Is he going to look for a pass? He's spun around a couple of defenders here. He's got options. He's going solo, and Chris Martin will give us a 1-0 lead. What a solo goal that was. Seemingly nowhere to go down in that left-hand side of the box, but spun around, drove inside, and fires us 1-0 in front 5 minutes into the second half. That's the sort of individual moment of magic we needed to make the breakthrough in this game. Hopefully now we can push on and get a couple more goals and end the season in style in front of our own fans. Got a throw. We'll just go short here to Bufferini. Works it inside to Bradley Johnson. He's got options as well. Further inside, George Thorne is one of them. There's Butterfield. Great turn. And oh, so unlucky with the shot off the outside of the post. Very well struck. Extremely powerful, but not quite as accurate as it needed to be. I'll take the corner, though. So I'll try and find someone on the edge of the box. We've got a number of white shirts in and around there. I'm actually going to try and ping it to the man on the edge here. Who is it? It's Butterfield. Lays it down to Bufferini. Gets it into Keogh, who loses the ball to Reeves. Well, unfortunately, my corner routine that works for me normally in manager mode really didn't have the same sort of effect as a single player. Here's Daniel Powell down the left-hand side. Cross could come in. We're on Park the Bus, so we've got a lot of white shirts back here. Bufferini's just going to punt that clear. You can see from the way that nobody really is wanting to get out of the box that this is going to be a very defensive final 10 minutes here, holding on to a slim 1-0 margin. We should be able to do it. We've been very solid defensively throughout the season. I think we have the best goal scoring and the best defensive record in the league. So hopefully we should be able to hold on to this 1-0 lead that we have right now with just 8 minutes remaining. And we should come away with 3 points from our final game of the season. I don't know whether that will extend our lead at the top or whether Cardiff/QPR are actually going to be able to win their final games as well. Because, of course, the automatic promotion battle for the second spot is still ongoing and could change on the final day. That's why I was just glad that we were able to get the title done and dusted with a game or two to go. But we might be able to actually make a second goal here. I'm trying to sprint away as fast as I can, but my guy's running out of stamina. But the defender seems to get his positioning wrong there. And a heavy last touch, but we are able to sneak it underneath the goalkeeper. We're going to make it Derby County 2, Middlesbrough, MK Dons 0 with 4 minutes to go. Well, Park the Bus and they're all over us, but you get caught on the counter, you get made to pay. There we go. I wasn't really too sure what words were going to come out of my mouth there. I knew what I wanted to say, but my brain and my face didn't quite negotiate what was actually coming out. We are making it Derby County 2, MK Dons 0. We are definitely winning the league in style with a win on the final day. Kamara out wide to Scherner, who's fresh on the pitch, so should have plenty of stamina. We're on the attack again. I presume Olsen's going to take it to the corner, considering we're on Park the Bus. No, he's gone for a great cross, and I'm going to... I was going to try and volley it into the back of the net. That wasn't necessarily the best controlled volley you've ever seen in your life, was it? Well, we did just score, but I think that's probably going to be our last action of the season in the Championship, is smashing a volley further wide than I think I've ever smashed a volley on my player ever. Final whistle won't be too far away now, and we are going to win the final game of the Championship season. Will it be 2-0 or 2-1? Probably 2-0 now that Richard Keogh has bunted that clear, and there goes the final whistle. So 3 points on the final day. We will just quickly see here if there is a trophy celebration. There should be. I'm delighted with the way that this season has gone at Derby County. I won't give you any indication as to my preference for whether we stay at Derby or leave Derby for the next season. I want to have the vote be pure and not be influenced by anything that I say. There will be a vote in the description down below, like I say, but we'll have a look at a season roundup before we're done here and before you go and have a look at that vote, and we'll see how good our season was, how potentially we think we could do in the next season with how well players for us did this year. You can see me there shaking the hand of the official. It's going to be Shackle, our centre-back and captain, to lift the Championship trophy here as we win the league and head up into the Barclays Premier League for season number 2 in My Player. We did well on loan in our first season in the original My Player series. We've done even better here in our first season with Derby County. It's our best ever debut season in the My Player series here on the channel, and Shackle lifts the trophy. My guy's celebrating in the background, as we always do when we head into a new season. I'll change my default celebration, I'll change my hair, I'll change my boots, etc., and might change a little bit about my appearance. I might untuck my shirt or wear a long sleeve shirt, etc. But for now, let's jump back to the main menu, and we'll advance as far as the end of the season, and then we'll have a quick roundup to see how everybody in our squad is doing. You guys can make an educated decision as to whether you think the team we have here is good enough to warrant staying at Derby and continuing on with this initial side that we've signed with for the second season, or whether you reckon we should leave and try and find a different team to play for. As you can see, we're having plenty of accomplishments come in now for winning the league. I will just quickly do my training. I'm actually going to delete this session here because our stamina now is up to 81, so I don't really feel the... or it could be up to 81 should we do that training session, but I don't really want to grow too quickly. The main reason we did that particular training session was to try and improve our overall stamina, and to be fair, it's high enough now for us not to need to warrant actually training it anymore. So we'll leave that for now, and I will now advance until the end of the season, continue to train each week until we get there, and then I will cut back to you guys and we'll have a season roundup. Okay, we are now at the very end of season number 1. As you can see here, it's June 28th now rather than May 28th, a full month later after we played that game against MK Dons. We are 77 rated and about 3/4 of the way towards being 78 rated, thanks to those accomplishments we achieved for winning the league. Confirmation again, championship winners here at Derby County by 9 points in the end. Cardiff get promoted automatically ahead of Queen's Park Rangers on goal difference alone. Disappointing for QPR, I'm sure. Nottingham Forest, Burnley and Fulham will fight out with QPR to see who gets promoted. I'm not able to see, I don't think, who won the playoffs. So we'll find out next season who we're actually playing. Competitions that we were involved in, we didn't get very far in the... Actually, no, to be fair, we got to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, but we weren't involved in the 2-0 defeat against Sunderland, unfortunately. They, of course, as you saw, they got to the final but lost to Everton. Everton also got to the final of the Capital One Cup, but they lost in that competition. We didn't get very far in the Capital One Cup this year. Ah, there you go, Championship playoffs. QPR are going to join us. So despite missing out on automatic promotion by goal difference alone, they do in the end get promoted. So first, second and third via the playoffs get promoted into the Premier League for next season. Barcelona won the Champions League by 3-0 over Valencia, and Manchester United won the Europa League by 2-1 over Napoli. Euro 2016 is well underway in this particular tournament. England, Germany, Portugal, Wales is the group. England qualify finishing second. Unfortunately, it only counts 16 teams for the European Championships on FIFA. It doesn't have the full 24, as is the case in real life now. Wales there, unfortunately for them, despite having a great tournament in real life, are finishing bottom of the group, having scored none and conceded 9 in their 3 games. Disappointing. Spain, Slovenia go through, with Denmark and Sweden going out. Netherlands and Belgium go through. Actually, no, that group is still to be decided. Norway and Austria, although Austria are obviously out, as you can see, they can't catch the top 2. And Bulgaria, France, Turkey, Switzerland is still to be decided as well. We'll have a quick look at... actually, I just want to have a quick look at the Premier League and then at League 2 to see how Cambridge United got on out of curiosity. We won't bother having a look at other leagues around Europe because obviously we won't be involved in European competition next year, so it's not really that important to us. Chelsea win the BPL though by 6 points from Manchester City. Liverpool in 3rd, Arsenal 4th, Manchester United down there in 5th, Spurs 6th. Relegated are Watford, West Brom and Bournemouth. So if you do vote for me to stay at Derby in the BPL, we won't be playing Watford, West Brom or Bournemouth. They have been relegated out of the league. If you choose for me to leave Derby, I've no idea where we may end up. It might be England, it might be a different country. Of course, you guys vote on all the transfer offers that come in, as well as whether we actually leave a club or not in the first place. Cambridge United finished 5th in League 2. I don't know whether they'll have won the playoffs. I don't think I have a way to check, to be completely honest. So we'll find out next season, when we move into the next season, whether Cambridge are in League 1 or not. I hope that they are, obviously, on a personal note. But let's have a quick look at our squad report and our personal achievements this year. With regards to our overall season objectives, we met the chances created objective, secondary objective that wanted us to create 30. We created 84, and they wanted us to create 10 goals, either scoring them or assisting them, and in total we were involved in 34 goals. Pass completion rate, it says maintain a pass completion rate of 71% or better. We've got 75, but it isn't ticked for some reason, as is the case with the average match rating. They wanted us to get an average match rating of 6.5 or better. We've got 6.8, but that's not kicked, although it ticked. But it does say in the top right, as you can see, every single one is on target, so I guess that's the most important thing. We will now have a quick look at the squad report so I can show you the state of the side that we have currently, if you do want me to stay here at Derby County for the Premier League season. And you'll be able to see my personal stats as well. This is Scott Carson. His goalkeeping stats are going up, despite the fact that his physical stats are dropping. Buffarini, we brought in this season from San Lorenzo for £5 million. Been very good, grown up too. Richard Keogh's currently unhappy. Not sure why. Oh, he's transfer listed and he feels he's underpaid. Fair enough. Well, he was pretty solid for us, Richard Keogh, as was Jason Shackle. Recently arrived from Burnley for £2.6 million. That was at the beginning of the season. So his first season at Derby County. He's 32 though. Physical stats and mental stats starting to drop there. Marcus Olsen, his stats are going up though. That's good for him. George Thorne is young and progressing well. 72 rated now at 23 years of age. 7 goals, 3 assists for him. Very good season. Same for Bradley Johnson. 1 goal, 9 assists for him. Came into Derby from Norwich at the beginning of the year for £2 million. Jacob Butterfield has also had a decent season. 6 goals, 2 assists for him. He came in from Huddersfield for £1.6 million at the beginning of the season. Ourselves, however, Still apparently loan listed. I thought I asked to come off that, but never mind. These are our improvements on an individual stat level. 77 rated overall, up 11 from 66 where we started this season. And as you can see, we do look like an extremely capable winger even at this stage in our career, aged 19. 15 goals and 27 assists in all competitions this season. A phenomenal opening year to our career, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with regards to your voting as to whether we stay here at Derby and try and build on that or whether we move on elsewhere. Andy Vyman, I didn't enjoy playing with him, to be honest, but he scored 10 goals and got 8 assists, so perhaps I can't be too disappointed. He came in for £2.1 million and has grown up +2 this year. I didn't realise he was only 24. I thought he was a little bit older than that. Chimo Navarro played well, but lost his first place to Buffarini. Kamara got 6 goals in 40 appearances. He wasn't very good for us this year. Darren Bent was a better goal scorer. Schürrle came in January. That was another signing alongside Buffarini that the team made whilst we were here. 3 assists in 15 games for him. Chris Baird didn't really play much at all, and his stats are dropping considerably considering he's 34 years of age. A few youngsters that weren't really involved. Will Hughes was definitely involved. Only up 1 though, despite 6 goals, 4 assists and over 45 appearances. So expected more growth from him, to be completely honest. Another youngster that we didn't really use, and again Callum Guy, Koblenz, Ivan Calero, Ferran Rawson, Jamie Hansen, all of these guys growing well but weren't used at all. Mason Bennett is supposedly a good young player to try and pick up in career mode, but he hasn't played for us at all and his contract expires in 1 month. Craig Forsyth, a left back that we barely used at all. Cyrus Christie started off the season as first team right back, but obviously again with the form of Buffarini didn't necessarily see as much first team football as he may have wanted. Thomas Ince came in. He's insecure right now due to well, my form basically. He's played 18 games. Jeff Hendrick did pretty well, but unable to get a first team spot regularly. Johnny Russell also unable to get a first team spot regularly. A lot of those appearances were from the bench. Nick Blackman barely played. Alex Pearce played a few games, 30. Well, I didn't realise he played that many, to be honest. I thought we played Shackle and his other defensive partner, whose name escapes me now. Connor Salmon didn't play for us, barely at all, so he's not going to be staying at the club. You wouldn't have thought. Ryan Shotton, 38 games played for him this season, although his performance in the FA Cup was pretty terrible. Stephen Warnock didn't play, his contract expires. Jake Buxton played a little bit, 22 games, but his stats are dropping because of his age. Darren Bent going up in rating despite being 32. He scored 18 goals and got 5 assists for us this season. Very, very good for Derby County. And then we have a few players out on, or just a single player out on loan, who I can't see how he got on, but he's slow as shit. Acceleration of 33. 88 strength though, so maybe he'd be decent, I'm not sure. But that's going to bring this episode and this season to a close. Let me know what you think of how we did in this first season. Let me know which way you voted in the straw poll, which will be in the description. Let me know on Twitter as well which way you voted, and feel free to follow me over there as well. Links in the description down below, as well as to the straw poll, of course. But for now, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.